Hey everyone, welcome back to Intuitive Vibes, Narc Survival 101. So you guys already know the deal. If you're new to the channel and you have yet to go through any of my content, please be sure to do so. You may find a video that may fit a certain situation that's going on in your life. And if you find any of my videos to be helpful or resourceful in any way, shape, or form, then please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And of course, to all of my returning subscribers, welcome back, guys. So I just wanted to do this video really quickly. Actually, it's more of an audio, but I wanted to do this really quickly because in lieu of my live from last night's weekly live, you notice that I've really delved hardcore into, female narcissism, female narcissists. And the reason being, I want people to understand something, guys. And it doesn't matter if you're female. It doesn't matter if you're a male. You could be dealing with a female narcissist, whether in a friendship, in a relationship, or even a family member. Any of these types of females, narcs, or even sociopaths are dangerous, okay? And I tell you guys, don't take that lightly because they're extremely toxic. They're extremely manipulative, and they will be willing to do any and everything to get what it is that they want from you. It's pretty much to get their way, no matter what they have to do to get it. And a lot of the time, if you notice, for example, if you deal with someone that you know is toxic and you know that there is some form of a bond. Remember, I mentioned yesterday in regards to succubus energy and, of course, binding. Because in this case, female narcissists, if you've dealt with a female narcissist and you really can't seem to quite get over the dynamic or the situation of what has happened between the two of you, you feel like you're bound to that person. And I mean, you have a lot of people who don't believe in it. You may not believe in binding spells and hocus pocus and all that stuff, and some of you do. Everybody to each their own. But at the end of the day, you got to really understand how these types of females work. They are willing to utilize any forms of manipulation, all while running with the narrative of being good people, good women. They're willing to utilize manipulation to get an outcome that they want, okay? And it can include hurting you, hurting people you love, hurting people that mean the most to you. Does not matter. These types of females are willing to step all over other people, whether it be covertly or overtly. They're willing to step all over other people just to get in the spotlight, just to get everything to go their way. All right. Like I say, guys, it doesn't matter if you're female or male. You have to be very, very careful when you're dealing with these types of females. If you're, been in a relationship with a female narcissist and you were not aware that she's a narcissist and you were not aware of any of the types of tactics and the things that they do in order to pretty much destroy your life, because that's what their end game is. It's to destroy your happiness, destroy your peace of mind, and to always maintain control over your peace, over your life, over your everyday living, every way of thinking, everything that you do. That's what they want to do. They feel entitled, especially if you have children with them, okay? Especially if you have children with them, because they feel that connection, though it is your child, that connection gives them a form of entitlement. It gives them a sense of, I can do and say as I please, and there's nothing you can do about it, because if you try to defy me, or if you try to defy the things that I do or the things I say, I will make your life a living hell. Unfortunately, you have females that are like this. Not all women are like this, but you do have females that are like this. This is why we really have to put a primal focus on the different types of female narcissists, because not every single female narcissist is going to react the same way. Not every single one of them are going to do the same things or run the same tactics. But if you have a general idea, you can pretty much correlate certain behaviors with certain tactics, or you can have an idea of what's going to be the next move if I decide to do this. You put those thoughts in your head because you always have to make sure you cover your bases. If you've ever dealt with a female narcissist in a relationship, you'll notice how, especially for people who have gone through different cycles with the same narcissist, all right? I make this a primary important factor because a lot of people have done this. You end up going through a new cycle, but dealing with the same person. And you end up seeing that things really don't change. Things have not changed. Maybe in the beginning because they're love bombing you and they are future faking, which pretty much is telling you what you want to hear at that precise moment so they can get what they want. So if, she were to come to you and say, listen, things can be different. We'll get married. We'll do this. We'll do that. She's making all kinds of plans to basically just pique your interest. And then once she's managed to see that you are not only interested, but you're willing to give into it, she's going to give you, of course, the false mask. She's going to show you certain things about herself that has quote unquote changed. And it's not going to last very long because you're going to eventually start to see her real true self seep through those cracks. Because in case you haven't realized it, if you've dealt with a narcissist and you've dealt with certain things with this particular narcissist or with quite a few narcissists, I don't know the preference. I don't know the exact number of people you've dealt with, but they will always leave a crack. There's always going to be a crack, especially when they are wearing the same false masks. Okay. If you notice, like in Friday the 13th, Jason's mask, over time, you start to see all of the scars and all of the bruises and all the damage of the mask throughout the course of the movies. That's how it is with a female narcissist. There's always going to be cracks. There's always going to be crevices. And you are going to see certain behaviors and certain things come about over time. Okay? The only difference is that they're working really hard in manipulation. They're working really hard with the gaslighting. They're working really hard to really try to keep you off of their scent, because as we know with narcissists, they have an agenda. They're always going to have an agenda. If you ever found yourself wondering why you keep ending up with the same person, the same narcissist, it's because every single time you manage to try to gather your life together, or if you manage to try to really start over, have a new beginning, they will not allow that. Did you hear that? They will not allow that. And it sounds crazy to say it, but I'm sure it sounds even crazier to hear it. It's like, what do you mean you won't allow this? I won't allow you to be happy. I won't allow you to have, you are my toy. You are my plaything. You are my property. You are to be with me when I say so, how I say so. This is how they think, guys. This is how they think. So even if you were to leave the narcissist behind, even if you were to have the right mind to say, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and you have a new relationship, it does not matter. They still own you. That is their mentality. They still own you, and they can always get you back. They could always find a way to get you back. Have you ever noticed, if you've ever dealt with other people outside of the narcissist, if it's not a real secure relationship, if it's nothing serious, they're not really bothering with you. They don't really care because they know that those relationships are not going to go anywhere. And because they know that you are still walking with that trauma, you're walking with that pain, and you're walking with that despair. So if you are the type to decide, I never want to be in a relationship again because this person completely destroyed me, you think she does not know that? Of course she knows that. Of course she knows the damage that she has done. This was all a tactic, or one of many tactics, to get you to submit, to get you to basically be her prisoner, whether it be energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You are her prisoner. And that's why it's important that you really try your best to stay strong and stay in your power, to not allow her to damage you any more than she already has. Okay? They do not care if you're messing around. They do not care if you're just doing your thing, because they know that it won't go anywhere. They know that you won't have anything serious. But if they feel threatened, if they ever feel threatened by the idea of you having something serious with someone, being happy with someone else, that creates jealousy, that creates rage, that creates all kinds of conflict within the female narcissist, because that means that she's losing control. The female narcissist never loved you. And it sounds really hard to hear it that way because it sounds, listen, it's really hard for me to say it that way, but they never really loved you. They just love the idea of being able to control you and being able to damage you beyond belief. And of course, if you were the type to give them chance after chance, you have basically been able to feed into their schemes. They're con artists. They're schemers. Okay? They are the true epitome of what the sense of the devil is. The devil comes in the form of light, right? So if he can come in the form of light, he can torment your life for the rest of your life. That is the prime example of what a female narcissist is. Guys, I just want you to understand. Somebody may need to hear this. Someone may need to rehear, although I'm not trying to trigger you. They may need to rehear the reason why it's very important that you stay away from these types of females. And it's very important that you teach your children as well, be it if they're boys or girls, to learn the signs and learn the patterns, because a female narcissist may be their parent, but you know what? It could be other people in their lives. It could be people that they may meet in the future. They need to know how to protect themselves. So if you love your children, you need to teach them how to protect themselves against people like this, the signs to look for, and what to do if a situation were to ever come up in their life. It's all about protection, guys. It's all about knowledge, and it's all about understanding. So I just wanted to say that. I hope whomever is listening managed to maybe get some sense knocked back in, just if in case they were wondering, should I, shouldn't I? Well, maybe, but possibly, but this person looks like they've changed. They seem to have changed. They will not change. They do not change. The only thing they change are their victims. That is it. With the exception that you are prime supply and they can get over on you anytime, any chance they get. So guys, just please keep that in mind. Please keep it in mind. Please continue to watch the content, continue to watch the videos, watch them as many times as you need to, if you need to be reminded that these types of people are extremely dangerous, extremely damaging, and extremely toxic. That's my time, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Namaste.